It is called the digital divide, a separation between students who may or may not have technology available to them. It is no secret that technology is playing a more prominent role in education. Schools have been getting greater access to computers since 1998, but Kleiner and Lewis found in their 2003 study that the nation has been striving to invest in significant progress towards closing the digital divide in the country. Great steps have been taken between 1994 and 2002. Schools with the highest poverty concentrations, which is measured by the percentage of children eligible for free or reduced lunches, grew from 2% to an incredible 89%. This is only 4% lower than the schools with the lowest poverty rating. There was no difference found based on school characteristics such as locale, school size, percentage of minority enrollment, poverty concentration, or instructional level. While progress has been made in equipping schools with technology, there is still a problem with computer access for students. Norris and colleagues found that many teachers in schools with technologies available to them had no more than one computer per classroom and no scheduled computer laboratory access. This meant that while a school with low poverty concentration had computers and internet access, the students were receiving little training or use of the technology. Low-income schools were affected by uneven human support networks, irregular home access to computers by students, and pressure to raise school test scores while addressing the needs of large numbers of English learners. There have been many studies in recent years focusing on how schoolwork is affected by technology, usually yielding similar results. This video focuses on reduced and free lunch eligible students, since students from that demographic have the highest percentage with little or no access to computers. Children qualify for free lunches if the household's income is less than $23,000 per year. Children qualify for reduced price lunches if the household's income is $33,000 or less per year. These children usually come from households that have one working parent. A large percentage of students in this group, 29%, do not have access to a computer, and a further 60% do not have access to the internet, while 92% of the higher income brackets have computers in their homes. So how does this affect school performance? In a world where technology has been growing exponentially, does the lack of computer access hurt a student's grades? In a Washington Post article written by Annie Gowan, the hardships and difficulties of children with lack of computer access are explored. The students in the article all come from families that meet the requirements for free or reduced lunches. The students have no access to computers at home and have to rely on the school's media centers and community libraries for technology. This is a problem for most students since both sources offer limited time on computers. The students either have to arrive very early or stay after school in order to use the media center, but many students rely on the bus for transportation. This reduces the amount of time they have before and after school. The library offers free computer access, but a limited time is placed on its use. These make completing online assignments and research papers difficult. One student described not having a computer as a kind of wall, a barrier to the world. This illustrates the digital divide perfectly. The students find their work is jeopardized by not having the technology that is so readily available to other students in the home. The article provides an in-depth look at the largely overlooked group of students with limited computer access and the complicated issues that follow it. The limit on computers is a source of frustration for students and a strain on the families. The parents in the article claim that not having a computer puts a strain on the family. One parent says that her daughter spends more time at the library doing homework than she does at home. Then the NAEP findings in 2009 show a considerable difference in grades between students for low-income households and students that are not from low-income households. This graph shows the achievement gap between low-income students and students from higher income brackets. The low-income students score lower in both math and reading in grades 4 through 12 and do not show as much progress as students in the higher income brackets. Since low-income students are less likely to have access to computers, the internet, and other technology, the difference in school performance can be explained by illustrating this fact. Is there a correlation between poor test scores and a lack of internet access? In a large study by Klatfelder, Ladd, and Vigdor in 2008, over 500,000 students in North Carolina were given questionnaires about computer use. Using the information received, combined with the school test scores, it was found that there is a correlation between computer access and the test scores. Having a home computer gives a student many advantages when it comes to checking arithmetic and spelling for homework. Typing a paper and completing research in a household environment proves to be less stressful than in a library with time-limited computers. When the study analyzed the reading and math test scores, it was discovered that students with access to home computers attained scores between 1.7 and 1.9% of a standard deviation higher than those with no computer access. With these findings, the advantages for home computer access are clear. Students with computers in the home have a distinct advantage when it comes to homework and test scores. To close the digital gap, there needs to be a joint effort between schools, communities, and families. Change can start in the schools. The school should know which of its students do not have computer access and offer as much help as they can. The students should be made aware of the advantages the schools can provide and be given special access to the media centers or computer labs during the day. This might help if the students have to take the bus directly after school. Teachers should also know which students in the classroom do not have access to technology and give them extra time during class to use the computer. This would help give the child the training needed to use computers in the future. In the Gowan article, the school in the report was attempting to meet the requirements of the students, but the students felt that it was not enough help. The community can help in many ways. There are many non-profit organizations whose goal is to get technology to students in low-income areas. One such organization is One Laptop Per Child, which is trying to get technology in the hands of every student in the world. It is a long and expensive project. So far, it has given out over 2 million laptops worldwide. In Mobile, Alabama, 15,000 laptops were distributed to the students, an amazing step to closing the digital gap in America. More accessible community organizations are community technology centers. These centers provide readily accessible computers for members of low-income communities to use. Libraries are another way the community can offer assistance. By lifting the time limits of computers on students, libraries can help students in their search for technology access. The home may be the hardest area for change in the fight to close the digital divide. Families may have little money for technology and may not have enough time to spare for transportation to community centers or the library. By making the parents aware of how technology can help students with school performance, this effort they put into helping their children in attaining access may be changed. The parents can offer what support they have for the student in their pursuit for technology access. Since the correlation is so strong between test scores and computer access, the digital gap has to be closed. All students should receive the same opportunity in school. Thanks to the combined effort of schools, communities, and families, the digital divide seems to be becoming smaller and smaller. One day, hopefully soon, society will be able to bridge the gap and begin a more successful school career. Thank you.